Alright. 9 o'clock. Leaving right at 9 o'clock. There you go, buddy. Take your time. So I spend a great deal of time on the internet being entertained by the idiot masses. One of my current favorite things right now is apparently some conservative radio host tried to claim that Obama tried to get a wiretap on Trump. That was Thursday. Yesterday, Friday, Breitbart News reported about it and made up a bunch of information for it, because that's what they do. Today, Trump was tweeting about it. This is how the president is helping create fake news. So in case you were wondering, if you didn't know what the term was for the fake news thing, it's called a false flag. Trump is claiming that people are making up fake news and false information about him and things he does, when the fact is that he's the one actually making the fake news, that him and his people are the ones who are purveying this. Excuse me. Had something on my screen there. There we go. And I don't expect my camera to stay too awfully focused all the time because, you know, I'm moving. But there's your progression. Conservative radio program makes some kind of conspiracy theory statement. The next day, Breitbart reports on it because, of course, it's bullshit and it benefits the president, you know, because he's friends with Steve fucking Bannon. And today, you know, we have fake news. So, Conservative Post makes up a story about it. Breitbart News reports it, and Donald Trump tweets it. And that makes the story as real as it needs to be for all of the fucking sheep. We have a lot of those too. Not sure exactly how we ended up with so many fucking Kool-Aid drinking sheep. But, problem with them in this nation. We are rife with them. Pre-infested. They're everywhere. Oh, hey there, buddy. Just dart out into traffic, that's cool. So yeah, I've been spending a good deal of time on the internet, watching the trolls. Because it's all there really is on the internet right now, is just a shitload of trolls. And people who don't understand that they're being trolled. 242. This one. Ratio. Alright. And pause. Alright. Next one. Damn it. Alright, well, on the plus side, 3 out of the next 4 have to go to roughly the same direction. And they're all going north and east of where I am right now, but so yeah, Trump is apparently entertaining on Twitter. If by entertaining you share my definition that he is making himself fodder for the trolls. He's doing troll-worthy shit, that's to be certain. I don't trust the current president. I never will. The idea that I want him to fail isn't accurate either. I want him to not be our fucking president. The problem with that is that he is our president, and there ain't really a lot we can do to change that, unless he does something incredibly stupid himself. There's a car right there turning left where they're not supposed to turn left. Alright, well, I am going to get off a high street, I think. And I really wish that I could, but I'm not gullible. Not like that. I mean, you can convince me of shit. It's not that hard to do. All you need to do is use facts and information that actually exists in the real world. If you want to try and bullshit me, that's going to be a bit more difficult. I don't do well with marketing and spin. And that's all alternative facts are, is just spin. They're trying to spin it in a way that it comes across in a way that you like. It's an alternative fact. A thing you have faith in, I guess, is what that would be. Like people that believe in creation rather than evolution. Those people have an alternative fact for how the universe was created. However, there's no evidence to support their alternative fact. Why are we all stopped at a green light? Oh, because there's a guy in the right-hand lane trying to turn left onto 15th. Yes, I know, it was red when I went through it. I find myself wondering how many of the people ahead of me are just speeding because they're annoyed at the guy that was slowing them all down at the light there, as opposed to how many actually know that the speed limit on this part of the roadway is 30 miles an hour. This sort of stuff is why I really don't like what I do for a living. I don't like being a delivery driver because I am constantly coming in contact with people who are terrible drivers. Just terrible. I try to be cautious while at the same time being, I don't know that professional is the right word, but I'm cautious while not being a complete and utter fearful dipshit. Back in a moment. There you go, guys. You can see the car trying to turn. Just run in front of it, that's fine. All right. Got a bunch that are this way. Two of them are off of 4th Street. One of them is off of East North Broadway. All of the lights now at Summit Street, at least all of the ones on the west side of the roadway, have no turn on red signs. So all of the people at this light can't turn right while, they're sitting here. They have to wait for the light to turn red. And the reason why they made all the streets no turn on red is because of this bike lane. You can't see it right now because it's over there on the other side of all those parked cars. I'm not a fan of the way Summit is set up because you can't see the bicyclists, and when you try to cross through their lane is hidden behind a row of cars. And when you go to pull out onto a street, you have to cross through the bike lane. In many cases where there's just a stop sign, you would have to block the bike lane. Now, 4th Street here, I don't have as big a problem with. The bike lane is clearly defined. You'll see that in a moment. Clearly defined, clearly visible. It encourages the bicyclists to use that lane. I have seen a great many bicyclists on Summit Street who don't use that lane. As a matter of fact, I see more pedestrians using it than I do bicyclists. Now, here I have to kind of wonder whether I'm on the right side of the street or not. 434, 464. That is up the block a little bit. I am going to park Rachia. And back in a moment. Alright, so that guy, that guy didn't want to answer his phone. He lives in a half apartment, so it's half, like 600 and a half or 600. Well, which one is it? Well, he didn't answer his phone, so I just pounded on the outside wall of the building And figured whoever answered the door first, I could just ask them, what their name was and if they ordered Apollos. Not only did he not answer his phone, not only did he not give his whole fucking address, but after I managed to find him, he didn't tip. Why would he tip? I only managed to find him when he only gave half his address. Bitch. I got a lot of complaints, I know. Right now, my biggest one is politics. Our politics in this country has gone batshit fucking crazy. I mean, anytime you call a Trump supporter out on shit that Trump is doing, their response is almost always, well, Hillary. Well, fuck Hillary. How in the fuck has Hillary got anything to do with the discussion about whether or not Trump's people have contact with fucking Russia? Why does that come up? It's like, hey dude, Trump's telling a bunch of lies. Well, Hillary's a liar too. Well, who the fuck cares if she is? She's not in office. Hang on. I mean, did she lie? Maybe. Is that relevant to what Trump is doing right now? Not at all. Clinton's out of the politics right now. She's off doing stuff with her charity fund, and that her and Billa got going. And she's off doing other things. She's not the president. So conversations about the president lying about shit shouldn't have Hillary Clinton come up. She's not the president. Donald Trump is. Donald Trump is lying to people. So I'm not sure how, if you look up and say, hey, that's bullshit. The thing he just said there, that's bullshit. I don't understand. Email scandals, Benghazi, Hillary lied, all that shit, no matter whether there's any truth to it whatsoever or not, no matter whether there is or not, they're not in fucking office. Trump is. I think the problem is the Trump supporters can't get over the fact that he won, and they don't know how to respond to him winning because they don't know what he's going to do. They're just as fucking clueless about the shit that they helped create. They don't know what he's going to do. He's going to make America great again. Woo! Build a wall. Woo! He's not doing that shit. People came together. People. The people fucking spoke. And overwhelmingly, their fucking position is, yeah, shut that fucking pipeline shit down. Run it somewhere else. Donald Trump's response? Fuck the people. He went ahead and scheduled that thing to fly. He promised, though, it would use American steel. Turns out, that's not true. And I know, saying that Donald Trump lied about something means invariably someone's going to come up and say, oh, well, but Hillary was a liar. Would you have been okay with that? No, you can support one thing and not support another. You can be against two things. You can be for two things. I was not for Trump or Hillary. They both sucked. Point of fact, Trump sucked worse and is more dangerous to the position. I mean, shit, if you don't buy that, just look at the shit he's done since he's been president. You're okay with this? All right. Back in a moment. So no, I wasn't okay with Hillary Clinton as a candidate. I wasn't okay with Donald Trump as a candidate. I wasn't really okay with Bernie Sanders as a candidate. I'd have been happier voting for Sanders than I would have most of the other candidates. But to be honest, and this is where I start to think myself, that I've gotten a little bit Republican in my old age. I really started to like Lindsey Graham. I mean, pretty much all of the fucking people in Washington right now are, some variation of shit nibblers. Just nibbling around the edges of that shit sandwich. None of them want to take a really big bite, though, because they see what happens when you take a really big bite of the shit sandwich that they're serving up. The American people lose respect for you. I mean, look at the people online that fight most vehemently for Trump. Not the people who are going, come on, man, let's just give him a chance. Because those people, the people who are saying, let's give him a chance, that's about half the country. That's about half the country. Roughly, I'd say 50%. Out of that 50% that's left, you know who the people are fighting for Trump. About half of what's left are your old racist fucking grandfather or your old crazy fucking creepy uncle. You know which ones. The guy that came back from Vietnam talking about the most fucked up shit all the time. Not like, to criticize the military vets or any of that, because my dad's a fucking Vietnam vet, and so are most of his friends. And out of them, say about 1 in 4 probably should be in counseling or on some kind of fucking medication. They're the guys that enjoyed being over there too fucking much. You know who defends him online. It's not even the people in the military, although I've seen that. And they come in and they respond to specific points. It's the assholes. There are a shitload of trolls just defending Trump online. And, what's going on here? See, this person's distracted. I mean, I could be called distracted, I suppose. I'm driving along talking to a camera. I'm not even talking to a camera that's pointed at me. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I don't trust his people. I don't trust where he's been. I don't trust where he's going. I mean, I keep coming back to that point. This is Donald fucking Trump. Have you people forgotten the last 40 or 50 years? Do you not remember who this guy is? We got problems here in this nation. Deep ones. We don't like to admit it. And even when we're forced to admit that we have a problem, we still try to deflect away from the real ones. And the real problem is, we're full of humans. And humans are a malicious, opportunistic, sometimes pretty fucking racist species. I think I have a solution, though. A way that makes all the shit that Trump's doing irrelevant. A way that even makes all the shit that Obama did irrelevant. Pick a president, irrelevant. The simplicity of it is, take us out of the equation. You want the rules to be flexible. So you leave the Supreme Court in place. You leave the local Supreme Court in place, like the Ohio Supreme Court. Each state has their own high court. But you take us out of it. You stop letting Trump make policy. You stop letting the Congress make policy. Because they're fucking the job up. And no matter which side of the fucking argument you're on, our system is not broken, but it is certainly deeply flawed. And no matter which side of the fence you're on, you have to fucking admit that something needs to be done to fix what's been going on with our politics. There's people talking about the Electoral College should be done away with. Man, if the Electoral College didn't exist, there's several points in American political history that we'd have been fucked. We wouldn't have had any idea what the hell to do with it. I mean, you think this is the first time that the Electoral College and the popular vote have differed? I mean, Trump and every fucking Republican around tried to rush that shit forward because they knew when the final fucking count was said and done that the popular vote would not reflect the electoral vote. There's no way it could. The only way the Electoral College vote could have reflected the popular vote is if half the fucking people in the Electoral College did not vote. It's the only way. Wonder if the members of the Electoral College have a way of abstaining from a vote. The difficulty with the Electoral College is population. The Electoral College is supposed to be set up in a way that helps to have the states better represent the number of people in their areas. The popular vote and the Electoral College are meant to be a check against each other. They're meant to balance out to show that one is working. The last election showed that something is not working. And it's obvious what that is. It's us. We like divisive politics. We like being at odds with each other. We like it. You don't believe it? Step back outside of your own skin. Take a look at the human species, how we act. You can try and say some shit like, not all of them. No, it's not. Unless the moment calls for it. And then all of us have that potential. Anyway, back to work.